Joining me right now is the Center for American Security co-chairman, Fox News contributor, and author of the book War by Other Means, a General in the Trump White House, Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, with me right now. General Kellogg, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to get your reaction to the response from the United States in the middle of all of this chaos in the Mideast.
Yeah, thanks, Maria, for having me this morning. And by the way, great interview yesterday with President Trump.
Thank you.
Look, what you're seeing is a normalization of violence. What I mean by that is they're dumbing down response. The attacks have been punitive, and they haven't been deterrence-based. And it's getting a little bit frustrating to watch this. And I think a lot of people have got that feeling that it's frustrating to see what's happening because you don't see an end state. You're going to see a normalization of this as the days go by. And that's the wrong thing you want to have happen. You want to stop it all. There's got to be a way to stop it, and you generally have to go to the source. I understand the risks involved. I understand how difficult that's going to be, but there's a whole series of targets you can go after that you can send a message to them. And you don't have to go, as they say, downtown to Tehran to do it. There's a lot of other things you can do. But until they do that, Maria, you're going to see this thing constantly go on. It'll just be normalization, and they've dumbed down deterrence. A big mistake on the part of this administration. And the trouble is, the longer this goes, and you're starting to hear this, the longer this goes, the harder it is to put it back in a box. And that's where they're at right now. They really don't have an end state, and that's bad.
That's a very good point, and it's the point that President Trump made with me yesterday on Sunday Morning Futures, talking about the fact that, you know, at this point, we're getting close to a point of no return with Iran once they get a nuclear weapon. He also explained how relations were much better on his watch with Iran. He kept them in check. Here's President Trump with me yesterday. Watch.
Do you know they called me to tell me we're going to hit a certain location, but we're not going to hit it. It's going to be outside of the perimeters.
Who called you?
Iran called me. Iran called for me. And they let us know, and we had 16 missiles went off. I believe it was 16. 6 or 7 failed in the air.
When was this?
This was prior to the attack on a fort that we had where they hit back. Do you remember when they sent 18 missiles or 16 missiles? 5 failed. They let us know, don't move. We're going to have to hit you back. Psychologically, we have to do that because we hit them on something. So they aimed the missiles, but they said, please don't attack us. We're not going to hit you. That was respect. We had respect. When we took out Soleimani, you know, Israel was supposed to do it with us. 2 days before the takeout, they said, we can't do it. We can't do it. I said, what? We can't do it. Then I had a certain general who's great. I said, so, General, do we do it ourselves? He said, we can, sir. It's up to you. I said, we'll do it.
General, I know you remember what the president was referring to there, but he went on to say, look, Biden should not be talking about the response regardless. It all started with Afghanistan and that botched withdrawal when we lost 13 service people then as well. General, your reaction to what we're seeing this weekend?
Yeah, it's frustrating to me. Look, I've got to go back just for a second. What the president said is so right. I was in the Situation Room when those strikes came in. We were told in advance missiles are going to hit Al-Assad Air Base. They're not going to hit anything. I sat there with the president. It was dead quiet in the Situation Room. After about 5 minutes, he said, we're done, and he walked out. They knew that. They were afraid of us. They respected us. That is not happening now. There's no fear and there's no respect. And when we went after Soleimani, when the president made that great decision to do that, it struck fear in the hearts of the Supreme Leader Khomeini because he knew very well he was next. Look, a quick divert. 1 week after that strike, the Iranians shot down a Ukrainian airliner leaving Tehran. Why? They thought it was us coming back at Khomeini. They were scared, and there was respect. You don't see this now. If you had respect and you had fear, these attacks would stop because the Iranians do control this. They provide them the training, they provide them the weaponry, they provide them the planning and all the logistics with it, and they're not doing it. They're just going to sit back, laugh, and say, okay, you keep attacking Syria and other places, but you're not hitting us.
Look,
big mistake.
There's a lot of disappointment about where the United States stands on the world stage right now. General, you know that. And you know, one of the things that President Trump told me yesterday was in order to get strength back for America on the global stage, it comes down to the border. That's the first issue to deal with. Close the border, ensure that we don't have this invasion underway. The Senate released the text of the bipartisan border deal last night. It's $118 billion in spending. It includes $60 billion for Ukraine, $14 billion for Israel, $20 billion for the border. But you don't really see policy changes that the president was talking about. The deal includes 50,000 new visas issued, the end of Biden's use of catch and release, and it shuts the border down only after 5,000 people are recorded encountered a day. General, your reaction to what you see from this bill from a national security perspective?
Yeah, Maria, I think the number one national security threat we face in the nation today is our southern border. In fact, it's really not even a border. President Biden can shut that down immediately. He rescinded all the executive orders that President Trump put into place. We had the border under control. Even Obrador, the president of Mexico, AMLO, understood clearly where we were at. He put Mexican troops on his side of the border. He accepted remain in Mexico. This president can do it. He's throwing it into the House of Representatives and the Senate's court, and he doesn't have to. And he's not having any control over it. Look, this is beyond bad. There's been right now, we believe, over 200 people on the terrorist watch list that have crossed into the border, over the border. That is, it just can't happen.
Yeah,
and we're letting it happen every single day.
And look what it's doing to our cities. There's a report today that Washington State used $340 million of federal coronavirus money because they needed it for the illegal migrants, okay? You look in New York, they want to spend $53 million to give prepaid credit cards to the illegal migrants. I mean, this is sucking money and energy and resources from all of our major cities because we're overwhelmed with foreigners.
Yeah, it's really, and it can be fixed in a day. I mean, the President Biden knows that, and his advisors know it as well. And they're just kind of whistling past the graveyard right now. You know, all you have to do is look very simple. Take all the executive orders you rescinded of President Trump, put them back in place. You don't need a law. Use those, and it'll get it done.
What do you think about all of the Chinese nationals coming through as well? 28,000 just in the last 3 months of the year. Are they being directed by Xi Jinping, and for what reason?
Well, what you're looking at, if you look at the pictures of people coming through the southern border right now, an overwhelming majority of them are not kids or not women. They're young men of military age, young men, all moving this way. And who knows what they're bringing across? When you look at the Chinese coming across or anybody else coming across, they're coming from every nation in the world. And who knows what they have in their heart or what they have in their minds. It is an honest-to-God terrorist threat that we have no control of the border, and we don't know who these people are. We don't know where they're going to go to. We can't track them.
Really incredible stuff, General. It's so important to get your insights, and we appreciate your time. Lieutenant General Keith Kellogg, thank you, sir.